All right, we've done it. I sat here at the beginning and looked around. I wasn't sure if I was going live here, but we have done it, and I can mute that tab. All right, guys, we're here. The second annual live stream. The last one was a month ago, and I have more things to draw, so we're gonna have another live stream every time I'm doing illustrations for my Patreon backers at patreon.com/bordermason. I'm gonna try to live stream it, and then I'm gonna keep these videos here. For right now, I guess I'm publishing them live, but certainly if you want to join live and chat and stuff like that, that's all available to you. It's on the YouTubes here. So today, I think what we're gonna do, if I go through, I have a couple to draw. I think we'll just get through one, but it was a confused zebra. So I'm gonna go into illustrations here. I believe we just did, let me just check. I have saved formats here, which are really just have to do with how big the image is and what color. Okay, 400 DPI, 8.5. So that's that. Just CMYK versus RGB, which if you don't know what that is, that's the color. How the colors are being defined in the file. If it's red, green, blue, kind of digital colors using the pixels, the red, green, and blue light in the pixels, or CMYK, which is using cyan, magenta, yellow, and black ink colors to make colors. But I've been trying to effort to draw in CMYK because in case I ever want to print these, those are the colors that match that better. So I usually like to start out with the pencil sketch, and I use blue pencil to mimic non-reproducible blue pencils from the olden days of cartooning. If I have any here, my old comics. That I would draw by hand. They have non-reproducible blue lines there, because what you used to do with these is you would then take that and you would Xerox them or stuff like that, and all the blue lines wouldn't show up. But I still like having the blue line underneath because it helps me sketch, and then it doesn't get in the way of what the ultimate inking will be. So it's a confused zebra or zebra, depending upon who you are. So why am I doing that? I'm gonna do the, there we go. So I'm thinking of some kind of like teeth chattering here as like confused. That's always what I think of, and of course like very nervous eyes. When I'm thinking of zebras, I'm thinking of more like a very much like a horse, but of course they have a very bristly mane. We'll have to look that up. And I'm also thinking if you're nervous, you kind of have like very like erect postures, oblong postures, and like your hands, or in this case your hooves, pointed at your teeth. Now if he's confused, it would be something to be confused about, so it might be a map. I'm thinking a map. So we might have him sort of looking very confusedly at a map, which just is a good thing to be confused about. I think the maps at theme parks are very overwhelming, so it might be a theme park map. Although actually, if it's a map and it's a zebra, you might be looking for a map to like run away from a lion or something like that. So maybe it'll be a map like away from predators. By the way, this is so this particular drawing is for Mel, one of my original patrons. I love Mel. She's been supporting my comics for a long time. And how this works is that she's been pledging at the $10 a month level, and so every 6 months Mel gets a new drawing. So I owe her a couple here. One is a confused zebra. So okay, so I think I'll have to decide the map later, and then I'm going to need to bring up what a zebra looks like. Not totally, but just like I want to make sure the markings are in the right place. I think the tail would be turned up. I think like this is like nervous confused, so like everything is on alert. And maybe instead of teeth chattering, it's more like instead of like it's like So I think I'm gonna go more with that. I gotta get that bristly mane in there. We're not gonna really see the zebra's butt, which seems like a kind of a key part of a zebra, but I don't think we're gonna see it. Now this is always a key part with any hooved mammals I'm drawing, is I need to see how many toes they have. So I end up looking up zebra. Well, let me just look up zebra first. Zebra toes is what I need to look up. Okay, the stripes are as I thought. The stripes do continue in the mane, and they're actually on the face too, which I'll have to indicate as best I can. And they're kind of just stripes by the leg. And then the tail is, first of all, more, okay, that's helpful. Get a little bigger. The tail I have a little bit wrong, which is it kind of actually has like a little bit of a broom to it, but it's white at the bottom and then black over there. I don't know if I drew that such that I remember it. Now, zebra hoof. How many? Is it one big old hoof? Here we go. This is what I'm trying to figure out. Is it one-toed, two-toed, three-toed, or four-toed? This is very important when you're drawing ungulates. Zebra's one toe, just one big old fat, what do you call it, hoof. So that's easy to draw. I kind of like the two-toed guys, but that is not what a zebra is. Okay, so I think we're good there. Let me see if there's anything in the chat. No. Okay. So then I'm going to go over this with the black. Let's start with the eyes. I just had a thing recently with, I don't know if it's just my iPad or when iOS updated or there's something wrong with my iPad, but the pen recently really started, the pressure sensitivity completely changed. I didn't change anything about it. So I had to go in and edit it. And what I mean by the pressure sensitivity is how hard you press down on here controls how thick or thin the line is if I change how hard I'm pressing down. But it wasn't working. I would barely touch the screen with the pen and I would get these super thick lines unless I moved to a very, very thin brush, which I didn't want to do. I wanted the differentiation in line. I couldn't get it. And I honestly I had not changed anything except I had installed iOS 16.1, so I don't know if like Procreate changed at that point, but I ended up I changed the pressure sensitivity. That seems to fix it, but I thought maybe my pencil actually needed changing, that this little thing needed to be changed, which I've never changed. But I think I didn't have to do that. I was kind of freaked out that I would have to do that. But I didn't. I just changed that. But I don't understand, because that seems like something I'd have to change on my own. Okay, so lots of hair. He's going to have a big tuft of hair. We're going to go back and strengthen some of those lines later. Let me just pull up my zebra image here. Not the hoof. I'm going to say the actual dude. Zebra dude. Okay, and their nose is all black. So this is going to be black or dark brown. That's fine. So, going to be a map. Everyone in my house has been sick, by the way, so hoping I'm not going to do too much coughing. But it is a possibility. Alright, so this hoof, just have to make like hints at a hoof here. Been in a cartoonist forum where a lot of people say they hate drawing hands, but hands are like my favorite thing, because I actually get to express a lot with fingers, whether they're doing this or that or that or this. So with one big, fat old hoof there, you can't really indicate much, but it is easier to draw. So I'll just put lots of little like folds in this map. Oh, there, see, it just did it. My pencil didn't recognize. I was pressing down pretty hard and wasn't being recognized. So I don't know what that is. At least we know it's a folding map. And of course, we're not seeing what he's seeing on the map. So I don't know. We'll have to figure that out another time. All right. Okay. See enough to get here. Again, very simple hooves. We'll kind of make them look a little bit better later. You can't see his butt. His butt's completely hidden. This is also a very long arm right here. That's okay. We're going to indicate a butt. Mel, I think you might want to see a zebra butt, at least an indication of one. So let's make room for a zebra butt. And kind of make these arms fit on here a little better. Yeah, sure. Oh, no, this part looks weird. I thought I'd be a pretty bad art teacher, because basically what I just tell you is draw it until it doesn't look weird anymore. That's all I can tell you. This stuff looks weird. That's not good. Keep drawing until it stops looking weird. And if it never stops looking weird, then I don't know. Draw something else. So it's got kind of a brush of a tail. Yeah, I'm not satisfied with his arm. It does, to quote myself, look weird. Now, let's see. Actually, might be okay if this one arm is stretching way out. So he's trying to kind of like open this thing out. Might also put like a little like dizzy or confused look here. This leg looks a little off too. Yeah, it looks better. Alright, we still have the small problem, this map. And where it will be to. I think could be like Predator World and You know, when he's trying to link back and see if they have stripes on their ears. They do. A couple stripes on their ears, but it's on the back, so you wouldn't really see him here. I'm going to amuse myself by adding stripes. Oh, man. You know what I did? This whole thing is wrong. I drew on the same layer. So I'm going to draw the inks over again. Oh, no, except not like that. Okay. So I'm usually try to separate out, not try, I definitely want to separate out the penciling and the sketching layers from the inking layers, and then have the color layers be separate as well. And I forgot to do that. It's happened before. And sometimes I've tried to salvage it, but to be honest, I think the better thing to do here is just draw the ink layer over. Salvage it meaning I would actually go back through and try to extricate the ink from the pencil from a single layer, but to be honest, it never looks great. So that's okay. It's okay. That's how it goes here on the live stream. I screw up the drawing, and then I save it. I get it back. You see it. All right. Okay. These inks actually look better. Maybe this should be my process, is to screw up and do the inks wrong so that I have to redo it on another layer. It's my process. How come you draw your drawings 4 times? That's just my process. It's just how it goes. Yeah, it looks pretty good. And I'm definitely going to get this anatomy part a little bit better. Yeah, that doesn't look good the way I had it the last time, so it's good that we're redoing this. I hear you would see stripes. Definitely. Okay. To put that little like knobby elbow, especially I feel like for a horse or an ungulate, as the case may be. Well, horses are ungulates? I don't know. I need to bone up on that. I think they are. See, his butt now is part of the drawing. It's not an afterthought. His butt is intentional. I was thinking as we're doing this if I should make the stripes as part of the inking layer or a separate or part of the coloring set of layers. And I think when I make a layering mistake like that, I think then I start to overcorrect and make everything part of a separate layer. So that's what I'm gonna do. But that makes sense, because then one thing I'm worried about is the nose, and I think I have to make that nose all black, but I think what I really want to make it is like a very dark gray. Okay. Oh yeah, this little hoof down here. Oh, and the arm. Yeah. Yeah, and anatomically this makes much more sense now. So let's just get rid of that. So, before I forget, now let's make a, yeah, this will just be like a stripes layer. Okay, so looking back at a zebra, I'm going to hint, there are quite a bit of stripes, and I'm not going to do them all. Now, I could use my brush, and I will. Yeah, that's easier. So the stripes need to also kind of indicate the shape of the body too. And then there's a general idea that the stripes aren't kind of on the belly. But see, the stripes match somewhat of the line shape I have for just my inking. So I think it'll be helpful actually. Because see, what I could do is I could just do something like this and change the opacity. Wait. And change the opacity for this and make the stripes, you know, slightly non-black. And I think that'll look good. But for now, they're black. All right. Stripes, stripes, stripes. Yeah, we all had a cold. So now the stripes are sort of vertical on the butt and, oh, well, no. Vertical up until the butt and horizontal across, but I don't think I'm going to really be able to indicate that, so maybe some other zebra drawing will indicate that in the future. And then they're very thin stripes here. I just need to kind of like hint at them. They're very busy, these zebras. Okay. And it is all black and white. Well, are they all black and white? Yeah. And kind of dirt colored. So, okay. So then, again, the beauty of this being a different layer, I'm coloring this all black. Because that is sort of the deal here. Is that it's like, but we might pull back from that, but let's just do that for now. It just seems so busy. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't mind those parts. Oops. Maybe just the stripes doing that. And then again, I can go back here and kind of do something like this and mess with it. Okay, so then we have, what did I find out about the ears? The ears are there, but it's only on the back. There's a back of a zebra ear. And they're kind of tan too. All right. And then this, we do have stripes here, but they're furry stripes. Okay. have to kind of make it match the flow of this. And here. If you're not on the Patreon, you really should be. Because not only do you get your own drawings, you get Rooney comics. Extra one every week. And actually, for this next 3 weeks, you're going to get 2. Plus, a lot of really cool stuff for kids, actually. We do coloring pages, and then my wife is a child life specialist at a hospital. She helps me make the coloring pages and use the comics treatment of emotions as a way for kids to talk about their own emotions. It's very helpful. She's very smart, and I am able to draw very emotional animals, so it works out. Is that like that all the way across this main? Oh yeah, it connects with it. Oh, I accidentally did it exactly how it goes. The stripes on the zebra's back connect with the color of the stripes on the mane. So I'm just dead on there. Oops, that shouldn't be there. That should be on another layer. Can I just do that? Okay. I could name these layers, but I'm never going to use this file again. So here's where I'm saying the stripes kind of go a different direction. And I guess I'll use that. And then the hooves themselves got to be, they got to be black. You would think. And they're drawn as black in a lot of places, but in an actual zebra, they seem to be gray. So that's interesting. All right. Well, iconographically, I think it might make sense to leave them black, but all right, well, anyway, let's do this tail for now. You know what we might do is I'm going to be rougher with this, because what I might do is put this as a mask, do a fill underneath this, and just have this mask that fill. And that way I don't have to worry about staying into the lines with this part of it. You know? Okay. Yeah, we've all been sick, and I feel like everyone has the same chest cold right now. Still gonna have to come back to that. The map. Okay. Let's turn this off for the moment and color this in. Actually, let's get a background color here. What's a good confused color? Why does that look so odd? That looks very interesting. Oh, there. Why did it look like that? Okay, now it looks correct. Background color pink. Yep. Okay, so going back to here. Oops. Let's do the white. Will it just fill in? It will. Great. So for those unfamiliar with arty things, and I'm probably not going to explain this well, but you can use what's called a masking layer, which basically means it will only, you relate one layer of the drawing to another. You make a base one, and then one that masks on top of it. And the origin relates to something having to do with masking eons ago that I never had to do in real life. But the layer on the top that's the mask, you'll only see whatever you do on that layer that matches up with the layer underneath. That's the mask. So for example, let me turn this one back on. You see I drew outside the lines here on the tail. But what I'm going to do is say make this mask, and you see those lines came out of there, and now they only match up with where I've colored through on the layer underneath. So it's a handy dandy thing here. So that's why I want to get just like a good basic color underneath here. Excuse me. So that I can mess around with what goes on top of it, but it'll all just stay within the bounds of the general flat color underneath. And I am still a relative newbie to this. I only started doing digital art. I've been drawing forever, but I've only started doing digital art in any big way 2 years ago. And only on an iPad and pretty much only on Procreate. Okay, let me just take that away for a little bit. I'm just going to color in this because I want to. Oops. You know, I'm going to record these too because also this seems nice for Mel, for example. Mel, you get not only your drawing but a live video of the production of it. So I think that's fun. I probably should have told you ahead of time. Maybe that's what I'll do next time. I'll tell the person, hey, I'm going to be doing your drawing. Come join. And they don't have to, but come join if you like. And then, for example, they could tell me, you know, maybe they didn't like it. Maybe they want me to do something different. And then I would maybe take the request. Or maybe I wouldn't. And that would be drama-filled as well. This we don't need. You know, no, we do need that. And we are going to make that a clipping mask. Great. Okay. So, I do want to take it down a little bit. Maybe even a lot. Maybe even like that. Or something. I'm going to do 2 of those. Something like that. And then maybe, let's see. I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out. It's this area where there's black on black. Oops, good night. It's difficult, so you have to work in this negative space. Now, it's difficult, but this would basically be impossible with pen and ink, or at least for me. I never would know how to draw. It was very painstaking to try to like draw white on black in pen and ink. So this is actually, as annoying as this is, this was nigh impossible for me in my previous life. Hey, that looks pretty good actually. Okay. I'll try another mask here because I'm going to see about these hooves. And I think I'm going to kind of split the difference here and make them, that's too dark. Make them gray. Yeah. And just kind of, this isn't a flat color brush, so I can go back and kind of do that to give a little bit of texture to it. Do the same thing here. It's always a funny thing drawing four-legged animals anthropomorphically because they're actually four-legged. I'm sure their hind legs are differentiated in their use from their back legs in some way, but when I draw them as people, their front legs are hands. What's that? Oh, that, okay. I gotta fill in these eyes. This is the thing, eyes. Oops. I don't really love that. But he doesn't look nervous enough. Or confused, rather. I think we need some sweaties. Sweatles. I guess you don't have to be... If you're confused, you don't necessarily have to be nervous. But he is. I want to draw more texture to the tail. Actually, I'm going to do that on the actual layer. That'd be nice, yeah. So in the actual comics, the Rooney comics, I never have this much detail in the coloring, but it's just fun in the illustrations. And this is also, I think, where I learn different things I can do in the comics. And the reason I don't do the comics is for a couple of reasons. One is because I have a set sort of way I color each of them and color the strips. And I don't really want to deviate from that because it actually distracts from the comic if the coloring is, in my opinion, if the coloring is really, suddenly unique and very different than it's ever been before. I think that looks weird. But the other reason is I gotta move quick, man. I can't be coloring all these comics in some kind of crazy, unique way. Can't be doing that. I gotta get this thing done. I gotta do, for example, tonight I gotta do 2 more comics. And they have to get done in an hour or 2. Whereas I'm spending the better part of an hour probably drawing this one character. Well, the comics have often 4 panels and at least 2 characters, if not more. So, none of that detail, man. Well, this kind of is adding a pattern that I don't know if the zebra actually has, but I like it. So I'm doing it. What are they gonna sue me? What are zebra people gonna sue me? Bring it on, big zebra. Bring it on. All right, now we're dancing around the map here, but that's because I'm not sure what I want to do with it. So it has this kind of gray. Basically, zebras get dirty. So there's kind of a tan thing here. So what I want to do is just add some kind of dust to it. And just, oops, that's too much. Just kind of throw out just a little bit of oops, not there. Actually, what I'll probably do is let me do that and then I'll blur it. Just kind of blur that. Yeah, added its own layer. So there's just this kind of thing. And then I need to remove that from here. Because the map doesn't have any dust on it. And then let me do that again. Because I like the actual texture of that. Probably has more on his legs, right? Yeah, that's good. It's coming on a little strong here, so I'm just gonna go like that. Okay, and then let me actually delete it from the eyes, because that's fine. All right. Yeah, I don't know. The map's going to be last. Yeah. Map. Where would he go? Predator. Maybe it's a map to a watering hole. Map to a watering hole. Let's do this thing again, so that I don't have to deal with this. Oh no, I don't want the. Okay. I use the syrup brush for shadows. Why isn't? Why isn't it going there? Okay. Weird. I guess it has to go on top of that. Fine. I don't know if I talked about this on the last live stream, but I'm saying I couldn't do the coloring this detailed for the individual strip. Not detailed, but I couldn't possibly put this much thought into it. But even more so, before I was drawing digitally, I just couldn't color things like this. I don't even know what I would have done. And I say digitally, I mean using a stylus and stuff, because previously I would have had access to maybe try to bring something into Photoshop and color it in that way. And I just hated it and didn't enjoy doing it. Don't think I was very good at doing it. You know, I think that's just going to be all that. I think this is too dark, this shadow. But that's, I mean, I know why. Okay. So, I mean, this is just, no. Wait, no. Oh, goodness. Invert. Wait, how is that? What is going on? No, I'm confused. Alright, I need to go back here a little. Alright. Alright, well, good. Let's just leave that how it is. But I can color anything. I would do watercolors occasionally, and it was fine. It would take me tons of time. And was rarely super happy with the results. Whereas this, I can pretty quickly get where I want to be. So I'm amazed how much more, colored illustrations I'm able to offer. I never thought I'd be able to. And it's just so enjoyable. I like doing stuff with colors. It was so maddening to do and took so much process and mess Never liked the mess of painting and the different various ways I would do color. Even like I would lean toward colored pencil, which is probably what I'm kind of mimicking here, is like a colored pencil. But with this, I'm able to draw like a colored pencil, but then get a lot of other, I'm not saying anything groundbreaking here. Digital art is helpful, and you can express yourself in a very convenient way, a lot more widely. I'm not breaking any news here, but I'm just amazed by it. It seems too much. That's actually pretty good. Okay, that's all good, but we need to. Here. So let's be done with that, and then let's take that. Okay. Fine. A fine thing we've done. Yeah. Okay. So I like the idea if it's a watering hole. We'll do that. I used to be obsessed more in my much younger days of including 10,000 tiny little details into the background of something like that, but I think you just need a couple good ones. And I think if we just show like predators one way, watering hole the other, I think that's enough to indicate it. Now, I do want to make this map yellow. Does that stand out enough? Orange might be better. I know we added that dirt on. That's the key. Let me just add on another layer for this map. To draw like cute little lions. Like we want one of these like, well, that's it's like showing a bunch of little destinations, and some of them will be like, don't go this way. And it'll have like a lion. Then that's better because we don't have to. And here's like a watering hole. I'm gonna put it literally like an oasis with palm trees, which doesn't make any sense. Let's put down here hippos because they're bad. And we'll put X's there. Red X's. So see, there he's worried because now, of course, again, he's particularly in bad shape because he's reading the wrong side of the map. That is tough. Don't want to do that. I think there should be like one wrong thing per page and then one good thing per page. Per fold of the map. Down here it should be like, I don't know, for some reason I'm thinking of bats. I don't know why bats would be bad for... I'm adding to bats bad PR. Bats are actually very cool. Bats not going to do anything to a zebra. I think a snake, though. Snakes, bad for everybody. I think I'll put a little UR here. Put like a blue. I guess I can put that here. And then need something good on this page. Right next to the snakes is, I don't know, grass. Delicious grass. And you'll have to forgive me. I don't know what zebras want other than. Now, one thing I like to do while I'm thinking about it. Let's get down here really small. So when someone's nervous, and again, I never do this. This detail. The cartoon, we can come in and put just some like red circles under the eyes. Like they're really freaked out, man. And you don't even notice it. Except if you happen to be really zoomed in. We've got about 8 minutes left. We're going to try and make this a tight hour. Sorry about the coughing again. There's nothing I can do about it. Remember to go to patreon.com/PorterMason and sign up. This drawing could be yours. Well, not this one, because this is for Mel. Mel, hope you like it. Color in this. I feel like this should be like messily colored in, like someone drew this map for him, like another zebra drew it. Like, don't go there. There's snakes there. So that's not going to be inside the lines. Yeah, let's say they had just like the same colors. The lion. What if I brown too? The hippo would have been gray. The grass would have been a different green. Delicious green. Scary bat. That would have been gray too, but like dark gray. I don't think there's anything good on the last page. Like, who would be... What else do zebras want? Maybe the house. Maybe their house. I mean, they don't have a house, but I think it would be funny to draw a house. There. Yeah. That's funny. Zebra's trying to make his way to his friend's house. You know? Gonna be a blue house. Okay. All right. We're going to add place for highlights. The very tip of this map. Highlight it a little bit. Certainly their snout. That's not what I wanted. Let's add the shadows in and see if we want to come back to anything with that. With that. You know, I ink like I really want to use a brush, but I hate using ink and brush. Supposedly I should learn. But then I learned how to do digital. And it's so much nicer. So I'm just going to do that. I just don't know what I would gain from doing, you know. Actually, I'll take that back. I want it like, no, I don't want that. I want that. Okay, I'm going to do one of these. Following right along like that. Then one of these. And, you know, I don't know if this is a cheat, but boy, I just really like how this looks. Adding in these arcs. Maybe there's other stuff I should be doing, but it's real quick and yet adds in a really nice depth to like any drawing, any of the drawings I've done. And I feel like my whole thing is just having systems here. That allow me to do something like this quick and not have to labor forever and ever over this kind of a thing. Now, this is going to need, I know it's not much time left, but you know, I can go longer than an hour if I want to. So sometimes I do this final step if I kind of go around the outline again and add in, reinforce the line a little bit. And I'm feeling like I want to do that. I don't always need to do that, but feeling like it'll be helpful. In fact, when I just recently changed the pressure sensitivity because of that weird glitch that I mentioned, I was able to kind of accomplish this in one pass on the Rooney comics I was doing, so that's good. But this, I'm kind of zoomed out a little here, and some of this just isn't, like when I zoom out, it wasn't popping out from the background. And I want it to. Because I want Mel to have a nice drawing. Mel is super supportive of my cartoons. And you know, this is why I do this stuff. Ooh. I guess that's not true. I do it because I like to do it, but it makes me really happy that some people enjoy that I'm doing it. A little bit there. Oops. See, that's what I was doing constantly. You saw that was the only time that happened. This. And I picked something with hair, which is when I'm doing this sort of reinforcing the lines, the hair is the worst because I have to maintain the variation of the line width even, but still have to go over the whole thing. So it's some additional work. But I think it does make it look a lot better. I like where I got this map. They're really cute, the little animals on there. I think that's popping out a little bit better. Let me just, this looks plain. Add in like a little, okay. Oh yeah, and I meant to color the things. The sweatles. Sweatles were defined by Berkeley Breathed in a Bloom County Sunday strip where he gave dumb names to all the little weird comic shorthand iconography. And I kind of want to put something under here. Let me think like green. Maybe that green. Maybe that green. Just put like, because it's almost like a queasy thing up there. I think that looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a fan of my own work. But I like it. I think he's cute as his little map. And he's definitely confused, right? We've accomplished that part of the prompt. Only thing I really had to do with that arc at the bottom. I don't know what to do with that, because if I make it exactly straight, I'm going to be annoyed. Something like that. Let's see if that makes... Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted. Play with the transparency a little. And of course, the thing that makes this really go way up in value, the old signature. That's right. Okay, we went 3 minutes over. We're at 63 minutes, but I think we're good. This is a confused zebra for Mel, Patreon backer. Please go to Porter Mason, to patreon.com/Porter Mason. Join the Patreon. You can get an illustration just like this. And if you're just interested in the comics and the way I draw them, you can go to RooneyComics.com and you can see more there. A zebra is not a main character in that, but there's other animals. There's rabbits and squirrels and things like that. Thank you so much. This is amazing. You guys are amazing. I'm going to tell you that is it. I'm done. I'm going to attempt to smoothly end this, and it probably won't work. But we'll be back here next time. I'm going to try to do this every Thursday night, but I'm going to do, you know what? I'm going to do the best I can. What about that? Are you going to take it? I think so. All right, guys. Thank you so much.